This is Wheeljack from Transformers Generation 1. We all love Wheeljack. But fast forward a couple of years. The original series of G1 toys is over, but Hasbro brings the franchise back with Action Masters, a series of non-transforming action figures based on the most well-loved of G1 cartoon characters and also mainframe. Of course, Wheeljack gets a new Action Master figure that looks a lot like his cartoon counterpart. But then they released a repaint of the Wheeljack figure as a new Decepticon character named Slicer. He uses the same mold, but is a completely different person. Fast forward another few years, and Wheeljack pops up again in Transformers Armada, except this time he doesn't look like Wheeljack. Instead, his design is actually based on a different G1 character named Sideswipe, except he couldn't be called Sideswipe because the name was being used by someone else entirely, so they just slapped the Wheeljack name on him. Then another couple years go by and we get Shattered Glass, a mirror universe where the Decepticons are heroes and the Autobots are villains. Here, Shattered Glass Sideswipe is actually based on Armada Wheeljack because, well, look at him! Of course he is! That's who the character was supposed to be! On the flip side, Shattered Glass Wheeljack is actually based more on Slicer, the Decepticon repaint of Wheeljack from Action Masters. But then this year, Shattered Glass was rebooted by IDW Comics, who chose to just rename Shattered Glass Wheeljack Slicer because they already looked the same. But then, some card game called The Brothers War popped up and made an entire series of both standard and Shattered Glass cards of various characters. And so when they made a card of Shattered Glass Slicer, who was supposed to be Shattered Glass Wheeljack, you know what they did for the character's non-Shattered Glass counterpart? It's not Wheeljack, nor is it Action Master Slicer. Instead, this non-Shattered Glass version of Shattered Glass Slicer is actually another repaint of Wheeljack, still called Slicer, but this time based on Armada Wheeljack's color palette, which we've already established was actually based on Sideswipe and was the basis for his Shattered Glass counterpart. So we went from Wheeljack to Slicer to a Wheeljack based on Sideswipe to Shattered Glass Sideswipe to Shattered Glass Wheeljack based on Slicer, back to Slicer, back to the version of Wheeljack based on Sideswipe. Oh, thank God, a normal Wheeljack. What do you mean his name is Downshift?